So our final segment is about product transformation. And for me, this is one of the most exciting elements of digital transformation because it actually is changing the world in which we live. The opportunity to innovate and create new things has never been greater than it is today. And it creates this fantastic opportunity for all of us. In many ways, there's never been a better time to be a Microsoft partner. Customers are becoming digital partners, and this creates such fantastic opportunity for us because we can take our partners' IP to the cloud. The data about the product itself actually becomes more valuable than the product. You can create just about anything as a service today in this world of product transformation. So I'm very excited to share this next example to you, because from aerospace to agriculture, from the world of autonomous cars to clean energy, product transformation is leading us to this new world of this $4.5 trillion total addressable market. So our next example shares not only product transformation, but a full digital journey from employee empowerment to customer engagement, the optimization of operations, through to actually the transformation of their entire company. So please join me in welcoming to the stage the partner, Peter Linke, who's the CEO of proMX, and Stefan Truthän, the CEO of a company called hhpberlin. Peter, welcome.
Judson, nice to meet you.
Stefan, nice to have you here.
Hi.
So, Stefan, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about your company, hhpberlin?
We are an engineering company that has traditionally provided engineering services to builders when they create new commercial structures like skyscrapers and stadiums. We help them design emergency services to go into these buildings. Everything from the fire and smoke simulation to the pre-fire plans and the whole safety concept from evacuation planning to the fire safety training. We also help builders get through the permitting process, help oversee the construction, and often provided long-term services. We've done over 10,000 projects in the last 25 years, and we have never lost anyone in a fire in our projects.
So first of all, that's a ton of projects, and second of all, it's pretty awesome that you've had that kind of a safety record. So basically, you're an engineering company that's focused on fire safety.
Yes.
Great. And so, Peter, talk to us a little bit about proMX and the kind of partner that you are for Microsoft.
proMX is a Microsoft partner with 16 years of experiences. Our strong expertise in project management solution helped us to become a trusted advisor in this area worldwide. We developed some of the first add-ons for Dynamics project service automation, which are now available on Microsoft App Stores.
And so Peter's actually being a little bit humble right now. proMX has been awarded many, many Microsoft awards, from CRM Solution of the Year to Best Partner in Germany of the Year as well. So congratulations on your great work.
Thank you.
So let's unpack this story a little bit, because I'm really excited about it. Stefan, tell us a little bit about sort of the existing state of hhpberlin before the transformation. What was it like?
As a traditional engineering firm, customers would ask us to work for designing a building. Designing the emergency and fire-related aspects of this building is a very complicated workflow. For example, this project might up to 36 months, and we might create 10,000 documents like blueprints, equipment diagrams, and procedural checklists. There are thousands of meetings with hundreds of action items that all must be tracked. We would then bring finished plans to various permitting meetings and activities with cities and to get approval to this build.
So it sounds like while you had a really solid, mature business, there were a lot of manual processes, paper-based processes, bookkeeping documents, engineering materials that you had to keep track of. A lot of burden and overhead for your employee base.
Yeah. For many years, our system worked well, but I always had a vision of how we could work it differently. So I really wanted to tame this complicated workflow.
And that's where proMX came in. hhpberlin came to us with an amazing vision of a whole slate of new engineering-related products they wanted to create. But they had a problem. They needed a CRM and a workflow management system to glue it all together.
With proMX, we created what we call the One System. In front of you is the Dynamics 365 system that helps us to run our workflows.
Now imagine, Judson, that you are the builder that wants to build a structure. You have called hhp up, and they won the RFP. And now it's time to build your building.
I'm ready. So Stefan, let's build a building together here.
Okay. So here's our whole CRM dashboard we have for you and for our engineers and the builders on my Surface Pro. So we see a whole 360-degree view of our building. And down, we have here our quotes, and here's the quote of the office tower in Essen. So I can simply dive into Dynamics 365 and kick off the workflow process. The system gives us a detailed view of all of our details, our structured data that we need. And here, and I propose, I combine my proposal with the actual location. In this case, we take it office tower, and then it takes one click, and the system combines all the information together. That's Dynamics 365.
Nice.
So we've also tied this to SharePoint document repository and the service center. And when I click here directly on this SharePoint link, SharePoint opens up and gives us all our unstructured data directly from Dynamics 365. This allows us to digitize and manage the many paper documents and the project procedures.
This is a key way in which hhpberlin's core product is transformed. Traditionally, they would fill file cabinets full of documents during the life cycle of such a building. No one would ever look at these because they are hard to access and sometimes also outdated. Now they have the digital archives that exist for as long as buildings exist. And it's all tied together here in Dynamics 365.
You've done a beautiful job of entirely automating the workflow and creating a central repository for all of these assets and using Dynamics 365 here. It's just a beautiful implementation.
Yes, they can collect data on this building for the next 100 years, track changes and decision behind those changes. They built buildings for the last hundreds of years in Europe, and this completely changed the engineering process for the better. The end result is a richer proposal and a set of supporting documents.
Awesome. So you tackled optimizing your operation first by using Dynamics 365 to completely automate your workflows. And it's amazing what you've been able to get done here. My guess is this has dramatically reduced your proposal time and increased the ability your people have to actually spend time with their customers.
Exactly. We can work through the project faster with fewer mistakes, and rework is faster, as I'll show in a minute. This is fourth industrial revolution engineering. Let's switch to Service Hub. I show you the project, a couple of months.
Awesome. So this would be like what a customer experiences when working with you.
Yes. So I switch to the dashboard. We created here a dashboard called the One Dashboard. And we bring all our solutions and services on one platform together. It's built entirely on Azure.
Awesome.
It's connected over Dynamics 365. And we find here all our application named structures. And structures give us the opportunity to have an overview about the safety in the communities,
right?
The sustainable safety in communities. So we can handle all our information. I click on the object list, and what I find is a list of all my projects I worked from the beginning of the project over the lifetime. Here's my office tower.
Great. So this is the building we were building.
And we have all the information that we are collecting over the lifetime. And we can give advice with our knowledge to owners and other companies and partners.
That's brilliant. So your customers can engage with you just like this and work with you in an interactive session.
From the beginning of the project. So can I switch to the 3D view, and you see different parts of the building. And now I can interact, switch to the staircase, and click on wire. And so now I can here on the Surface Hub interact with you and show you some details of the project.
Fantastic. So we're seeing this on a beautiful Surface Hub, but you could also do it on really any Windows 10 device and have this fantastic 3D interaction and experience with your customers.
It runs on every device, and it runs globally because it's entirely built on Azure. So let's switch some months forward, and I had another application named Fire Chief.
Okay.
And Fire Chief gives us a good overview. So I switch it here, and we have a good overview about the building.
Awesome.
I switch to the 3D view.
So this would be as the building was constructed. Now, from a fire chief point of view, you can look at the fire suppression assets around the area where the building was created.
And I can use it on a different way, like sensors. So maybe we find that that hydrant has an inadequate workflow. The sensor tells us we should change that. And the owner decided he changed the 500 gallons to 1,000 gallons. And he clicks here to 1,000 gallons, clicks on OK. And automatically, behind the scenes, all the data running directly to our Dynamics 365 over Azure and gives us the idea.
That's just brilliant.
So let's walk together. Let's check what's now in Dynamics 365 going on.
Great. So you've changed the change order on the Surface Hub in an interactive capacity with your customer. Now you come back to your Dynamics 365 system.
And now, when I reload it or refresh the site, I receive here, I hope, my automatic created proposal directly from, here is it, hey. I open it, and the system creates automatically a PDF. They store it in SharePoint. When I open it, I receive a proposal that I can send directly to my customer and help him to talk about the risk when I change the hydrant or when I change something. So it's a sustainable safety.
That's fantastic.
And we like to say at proMX, there's no money without Dynamics.
I like to tell my sales force the same thing.
Our product at hhpberlin is engineering work, and it's more coordinated, more accurate from a price perspective, and ultimately it's much more detailed and accessible to the builder in the city because of its work.
I'm just blown away by what you've built here. It's fantastic. The 3D experience, the modern workplace environment, the way you've done the job on productivity here, and improving how your employees interact with the data. It truly allows them to spend far more time with their customers, and it's transforming your business. But Stefan, I can tell you're an innovative guy. So tell me what's next on the horizon for you.
Yeah, that's one of the most exciting parts, but we are expanding our customer base to the service we can provide. I'd love to introduce someone who can talk more about the benefits of using our one platform.
So one of your customers here?
Yes.
Awesome.
Please meet Susanne Glatt.
Fantastic. Hi, Susanna, how are you?
Hi, nice to be here.
Welcome to the stage.
Thank you.
Susanne is the head of the German Women's Firefighter Association, which aims to attract more women to this important field. She's also division chief for the city of Essen, German Fire Department. She has been decorated with the German Fire Service Medal in Silver for her outstanding contribution to the fire service.
Oh, Susanna, super impressive.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit more about yourself and the team that you run.
Okay, as a division chief, I have more than 20 years experience in the fire service, and I have about 200 firefighters reporting to me on my shift, and we all do all the typical firefighting functions like fire suppression and everything. So why don't you join my team, Judson?
Okay, so I get to be a firefighter.
For you, yes.
Don't get more costume, huh? Great. Okay, this one looks a little bit
Make
more
it a little
involved.
bit more interactive.
Okay, all right. Okay, wow, lots of stuff here.
Yep.
Give me the hand.
This coat's a little warmer than the one I had on. All right.
Okay. You will try
Okay,
this
got
out.
it. Fire coat and a helmet. All right, got it. Even a little mask here, huh?
So we add some more weight to your shoulders.
All right. Okay.
Now you're ready.
All right. Ready for what I don't know, but ready, yes. Okay, good.
So that's Firefighter Judson.
Okay, great.
hhpberlin has completed 29 different projects in Essen, and the Essen Fire Department has access to both the traditional paper data, but also to our platform. Traditionally, fire departments like Susan's do not pay for producing data such pre-fire plans or escape plans. They are paid by the builder and property owner to hhpberlin. But fire departments now pay for smarter access. Essen has access and a one structures account. This is a net new business area for us at hhpberlin.
Awesome.
So I show you fire framework. It's built in the one platform, and it's a fire simulation system that allows us to simulate a fire starting in our Essen building and model potential fire behaviors. After running a simulation in Azure, the tool outputs are a fire behavioral model. We are able to view this model online and share it with you.
Wow.
So as you can imagine, this could be incredibly useful for training. We could like virtually set fires in different parts of the building, like probably in the elevator room on top of the building, or another fire in a different part, like in the parking garage, for example.
Right on.
And as firefighters, you have to train a lot.
Yes.
Different types of scenarios in your future career, and fighting fires in commercial structures can be quite a challenge. And it differs based on the type and the age of the building.
Right. It's amazing how you're simulating all of this. I can see how it's super helpful for training.
Yeah.
So how else are you using the technology to help with first responders?
Next up is our foray in artificial intelligence. With the FireBot fire reporting, that bot uses Microsoft Cognitive Services and Vision AI, and this allows us an online emergency reporting.
So first it will ask you to enter the event. What should we try?
Well, I'm feeling pretty bold in my gear here, so why don't we try to save a cat in a tree? What do you think?
Awesome. Okay, let's upload this image.
Might need the mask.
Behind the scenes, the AI is using Vision API to look at the photo, the Lewis framework, and the Emotion API, and the Analytics API to determine the type of the event we are reporting.
All right,
So-
Stefan, I got to stop you there. You actually have a bot for firefighting, a fire bot.
Yes,
Right.
they have.
That's impressive.
Now they will ask you who's reporting the event. Let's type Judson. And Feuerbot finds the location based on the picture you just sent and ask you if it's correct.
That's
Yes.
Said yes.
awesome.
Okay, so done. It's understood the image is a cat in a tree and the location because of the picture and will send you and your engine to rescue this cat.
Awesome. This is fantastic. I love it.
So unless we have fire chief.
All right, so Fire Chief was Stefan, was the same tool that we saw over on the Surface Hub when you were designing sort of increasing capacity in the fire hydrant to support the building.
It's a Windows Universal Platform app and runs on a smaller device and a large Surface Hub.
All those assets are managed and stored in a structured database and managed through Dynamics 365, but the augmented reality app is something which we can, amazing things.
So
And do
you're getting
amazing
heavy.
Well, you know, Susanna, I wasn't going to mention it, but it is getting a little warm and a little heavy
It
here.
is, and that's my job. So imagine if we are dispatched to a fire in our office building in the Essen Tower. When the car comes in as a chief, I would grab a huge stack of files like this one, and then we will race over with lights and sirens over to the fire.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah, and traditionally, when you arrive,
Then at Judson, an average firefighter like you would have had to call Susan over the radio to get direction and information about a building.
but now when we're arriving on scene, you would just grab your phone and put the fire chief app on your phone, and it automatically knows where you are in relation of the building and all those assets, and you can see that on your phone.
That's awesome.
So next, let's say you see a hydrant 100 meters away, and I just told you to hook up a water line with a hose, like
Okay.
this one. Add some more weight.
Okay, now I got a hose. All right. Good.
It's about so probably 20 kilos. So but what if the hydrant doesn't work? You just waste a lot of energy,
Yep.
get really warm, and a lot of time. You wasted 2 or 3 minutes in a time when seconds count to save probably a life,
Yeah, indeed.
not only a cat.
Right. So, look, this is.
Yeah, so with Fire Chief, you just point your phone, and because of the AI and the fact that we have all the data storage available on our data store, you can see if the hydrant even works.
Awesome. So you would basically
So
sign
there's
up,
the hydrant.
take a picture of the hydrant.
Yeah,
And it would-
it's like with the Pokemons, but instead of a Pokemon, you see a hydrant.
Got it. And this would tell me whether or not the hydrant was functional, so I wouldn't have to
Yeah,
like
you know
haul
if
this
it
all the way
works,
over
how
there.
the workflow is and everything, all they put in the Dynamics 365 system.
Yeah. So look, this is fun and everything, but I think I'm going to put that down. So look, no, in all seriousness, an incredible use of artificial intelligence and augmented reality, and I really can see how it can save lives. If you can actually get to solving the problem and putting out the fire faster,
Yep.
it's super impressive. So what's next on the horizon?
We are looking at taking this whole system as one unit and selling it to cities as a package, a product, so they can integrate it in both in their planning and in the permitting process. We can then seamless pass the data and features off to local emergency services as a platform.
That's awesome. So listen, you have truly transformed your entire company, Stefan. You have gone from a paper-based construction engineering company to an entirely digital business. You've optimized your operations. You've changed how you empower your employees. Your customer engagement is world-class in 3D using modern devices. And you're serving new customers in ways in which they've never been served before. It's fantastic transformation. I don't imagine it all happened overnight, though, so tell us a little bit about the journey.
For us, this journey starts over 10 years ago as the power of the cloud started coming to the scene. It was the acceleration with Dynamics in Azure.
So listen, Peter, I also have to thank you for your work here because proMX has clearly been forward-looking. All of the stuff that you have done, all of these projects, they've capitalized on these 4 solution areas we've talked about. You built a technical business plan, and then you built the digital outcomes, and have truly partnered with Stefan and hhpberlin. The transformation is remarkable, and the impact that you're having with Susanna and the fire departments, just awesome. So thank you very much for sharing your story. Thank you, Susanna.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you, Judson.
Peter.